Hi everyone, my name is Jian Ku, and in Chinese it's Guo Jieyong. Today I want to talk about Chinese morphology, especially on loanwords. Some of you guys already may know what loanwords are, but for some of my classmates who are quite not sure what it is, please watch my video to understand the meaning of loanwords and why we're using loanwords. In my video, I'm also going to show many great examples so we have a clear understanding of what loanwords are and how it looks like. First, what are loanwords? Loanwords are simplex words that means the words are only containing one morpheme. Since it is one morpheme, we cannot break down the words because then it will destroy its own meaning. In Chinese, loanword is 外来词. As you guys took beginner Chinese language courses in U of C, I know you guys can read it. 外来词. 外 means outside, 来 means come, and 词 means word. Basically, it means the loanwords are the words that came from outside. So we're getting words that never existed before. Also, since the trade within countries were revitalized for many centuries, many inflows came in. Therefore, words and objects are newly introduced, and they are so distinct that there is no replacement word for it, and not able to be translated. So we need to use its own word because it's really hard to rename everything that was new. Therefore, loanwords means that these words are adopted from one foreign language to another language with little or no modification. They are also known as borrowing words, and most of them have very similar pronunciation. However, since we're getting the words from outside of the country, and because the language they speak is different, the pronunciation could be slightly changed. Okay, so let's say if we bring a word from China, obviously many Canadians are not Chinese native speakers, so it is very hard for them to speak, and they cannot pronounce the word as it is. Therefore, we need to change its pronunciation in English pronunciation so it is easy for English speakers to speak. I will show you a word, 小白菜. We can directly translate these characters and able to understand 小白菜 as small white vegetable. However, it is the name of vegetable and not just talking about any small white vegetables. So this vegetable is popular Chinese vegetable, so if you guys like Chinese food, you guys must have seen this vegetable in a Chinese restaurant. Can you guys guess what small white vegetable would be? Try to think of any Chinese vegetable that has similar pronunciation as 小白菜. And here's the answer. It is actually bok choy. Bok choy is originally from China and it was a new word to us. So instead of making a completely new word, they just borrowed a word 小白菜 and got rid of 小 part and just changed bai chai to bok choy. So it is easy for English speakers to pronounce. Okay, so in real life, where can we find these loan words? We're actually using a lot more than we think. Commonly, loan words can be found in names of foods and names of regions. There are so many varieties of foods and regions around the world, and it is hard to change all the names. So we just use their own name. Also, another common type of loan words I want to tell you is the name of brands. Brands usually do not change their name because it is their own identity, and their names are very unique, which represents the company. So this one also never changes. Now, I want to show you guys examples of English loan words borrowed from Chinese. As I mentioned, bok choy is an English loan word borrowed from Chinese. And we have Shanghai. In Chinese, it's Shanghai, which is a name of region and China's largest city. And we have Beijing. In Chinese, it's Beijing. And this one is also name of region, and it is the capital of China. Dim sum, 点心, which is a Chinese traditional food. And we have typhoon, and in Chinese it's typhoon. And did you guys know that this word typhoon is a loan word? Because this one was actually a bit surprising for me. When I say typhoon, I never thought it would be a loan word because it just sounds like English to me. Particularly, I never thought this word was originally from Chinese. So this one was very interesting when I figured out that it is a loan word from Chinese. Honestly, except for the names of Chinese foods and names for Chinese regions, it was hard to find daily English loan words that were borrowed from Chinese. So, we saw examples of English loan words borrowed from Chinese. However, there are also so many examples of Chinese loan words borrowed from English. Here are some examples, and let's see if we can guess when I say it in Chinese. It must be easy to guess because these words are borrowed from English and we'll be very familiar with them. Let's start with easy ones. Oh, and before we start, just try to cover the English words on the right side with your hand. Okay, let's begin. So the first one is 可口可乐. 可口可乐. Yes, it's Coca-Cola. So not only its pronunciation, they also cared about its meaning. The 可口可乐 means tasty and fun, which reflects their open happiness marketing slogan. Okay, so the next one is 咖啡. 咖啡. It's coffee. 曲奇. 曲奇. This one's a bit hard. 曲奇. It's cookie. 培根. 培根. This one is bacon. 巧克力. 巧克力. This one is chocolate. 香波. 香波. This one is shampoo. 维他命. 维他命. This one is vitamin. This can be an example of scientific terminology type of loan word. 尼古丁. 尼古丁. It's nicotine. This also can be an example of scientific terminology type of loan word. 客, 黑客. It's hacker. Just like Coca-Cola, this one also carries its meaning. Because when you translate it, it means black guest or illegal guest. Just like how hackers illegally access private information on online. Like Coca-Cola and hacker, when you borrow words from English to Chinese, sometimes Chinese words can carry the meaning. It could happen because English uses alphabet and each letters don't have any meaning by themselves. However, Chinese characters, on the other hand, each Chinese character, 汉字, has its own meaning, so it is easy to carry the meaning of words as well as its pronunciation. Also, as my nationality is Korean, I want to talk about Korean loan words borrowed from Chinese, because I think it would be a great example to show that neighboring countries tend to have more loan words for each other. Historically, China had a strong power within Asia and influenced the languages of many Asian countries. So, based on my experience, I can say that I have seen and used so many Korean loan words that were borrowed from Chinese. In the past, Korea used many Chinese characters. Therefore, it is very easy to observe that many Korean words are originally from Hanzi, the Chinese character. Now, here are some examples of Korean loan words from Chinese. Library. If you guys remember, it is 图书馆 in Chinese. In Korean, it is 图书馆. Okay, and I took Japanese course last year, and I learned library in Japanese as well, and it is 图书館. As I said, China has a great impact on many Asian languages, and this is one of the examples to show the influence of China. Second one is sports. In Chinese, it's 运动, and in Korean, it's 运动. Last one is credit card. So in Chinese, it's 信用卡. In Korean, it's 信用卡的. Let's take a close look at this one, because we can see that in Chinese, 信用卡, the 卡 is borrowed from English, card, and we can notice that in Korean, 信用卡的, the part 信用 is borrowed from Chinese 信用, and the part 卡的 is borrowed from English card. Even except the ones above, there are still so many loan words borrowed from Chinese. But I think these examples are enough to prove that China has influenced many languages in Asia. However, English is an official global language, so regardless of the distance from other countries, English has great influence on many languages around the world, and there are many loan words of English. Now, at this point, we are able to explain what the loan words are. Through many examples, we can conclude that loan words phenomenon occurs when two cultures come into contact with each other, and loan words are playing a huge role in languages and structure of words. Loan words are helpful because they are very easy to recognize as they share a similar nuance. Also, loan words are the evidence that occupy an important position in linguistics, because due to the evidence, we can see where we bring the words from and it helps our understanding of the grammatical structure of language and to the theory of language change and historical linguistics. So that was my presentation about loanwords, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching my video.